Okay, in today's video, we are going to be finding the turning point of a quadratic. When you have a parabola, okay, there could be 2 points that intersect the x-axis. These are known as your zeros of a function, which we learned yesterday. And then we also have a turning point, which is our vertex of our parabola. It's where the graph makes that turn from going down to go back up, or if it's going up to go back down, if you have a parabola that is concave down. So here, to graph a quadratic, we need 3 points, 2 x-intercepts, and the turning point. The zeros of a function are the roots of the function, known to us as the x-intercepts, and the vertex is the turning point of the function. Steps to find the turning point, okay, in abbreviation TP. And we're just going to do that today. We're just going to find the turning point of the quadratic. We want to find the midpoint of the two roots of the function, which that means we are to add the two x values from the roots, from the zeros of the function, and divide that by 2. This becomes the x value of your turning point. So we are actually finding just the x value. And then we're going to plug that x value into the quadratic to find the y value. This is your turning point of the vertex. So for your model problem, the turning point of the function x squared plus 4x minus 12 when given the following zeros of a function. So here, pretend we already found the zeros of this function, which are -6 and 2. So we're going to take our x values, the -6, and we're going to add the x value of the other zero of a function, and we're going to divide that by 2. So it's basically finding that middle point, finding the average, right, of the two x values. So -6 plus 2 is -4 divided by 2, which is -2. So so far for your turning point, we have -2. And now we're going to find out what y is, what goes here. By doing that, we have the value of x. Remember, this is our x value. So since x equals -2, we can find the values of f of -2 for x squared plus 4x minus 12. So that means wherever we see an x, we're going to plug in -2. And then we're going to solve. So it's very important to have a paper and pencil, maybe a calculator on hand to calculate this, to find the value of f of x, which is y. So here we have -2 squared. Is -2 times -2 is 4. 4 times -2 is -8 minus 12. So 4 minus 8 is -4 minus 12, which is -16. So your turning point is -2, comma, -16. So -2 and -16 would be all the way down here to wherever the -6 and the 2. So you'd be able to graph your quadratic with the 4 points that you found. 1, 2, 3. 3 points that you found, not 4. Pause this and try to check for understanding. Okay, so the check for understanding here, let me move this down. We have our function and we have our two midpoints, so -8 plus 6 is -2. Divide that by 2, we get -1, so your x value is -1. And your y value, after plugging in -1 for x, we get -1 squared plus 2 times -1 minus 48. So -1 squared is 1. 2 times -1 is -2 minus 48. We have 1 minus 2 is -1 minus 48 is -49. So -1, -49 is your turning point. And this is how we find the turning point of a quadratic.